Sunday night in the Superdome, LSU returns to the scene where the Tigers were crowned national champions of 2019. That blowout win over Clemson capped a perfect, dominating season. What we've seen since has been nothing like it. After cleaning house, we finally get to see a new coach, new staff, and many new players. There's excitement and anxiety. So I called on three calm Tiger experts to talk 2022 and Game 1 of the Brian Kelly era. Three guys who know LSU football as well as anybody, I would say. Doug Morrow, former All-American, my brother, and longtime LSU Radio Network broadcaster. Ron Higgins, longtime reporter of the Tigers from many different publications. And Jeremy Hill, former LSU running back, now on 104.5 Guaranteed Network, ESPN. So great to have you here. And it's been a weird ride the past few years of LSU football. That's an understatement. But now we're on a different ride altogether with a new coach, new atmosphere. And Doug, I'll just start with you. What is your glimpse into what we might see this year?
My glimpse is that it's too early to tell anything about this team because this team is a totally different team than won the national championship, as you know. But a totally different team than last year, too. One coach coming back from last year's coaching staff. Everybody else is new. Many, many different players. A lot of the players that were here last year are much different players than they were last year. And the way things are expected of them, it appears, are much different than the coaches in years past expected of them. So look, I look at it as a learning experience for all of us, okay. For the fans, for the players, for everybody else. I think it's going to be exciting to watch it.
Ron, what's your take?
You've got 13 transfers, and Brian Kelly did that because they had 39 scholarship athletes who had to get immediate help. In this world of transfer portal where guys can transfer at halftime of games if they feel like it, as long as the NIL money's good. 5 of your 6 top cornerbacks in this team are transfers. 2 of your starting linemen, offensive line, are transfers. There is a definite learning, get to know you process of chemistry going on, and I think Brian Kelly hasn't been bashful about telling the truth in preseason. Like, you know, most places I've gone to, I've coached at, I've been able to pencil in starters. He goes, there's not much penciling, and I think that's what fans need to understand about this team early, that they're still trying to find their way chemistry-wise, and really almost an entire new offensive line of starters.
What about you, Jeremy?
Yeah, I think for me, being an LSU fan since a kid, and Nick Saban taking over, you kind of saw a precipice take over Baton Rouge, and that's dominant football. And to playing 4 national championships in the past 22 years, not many programs can state that. So I think for LSU, and a lot of the fans, I believe, have been spoiled with winning, and these last 2 years have been a wake-up call for a lot of people. And so for this program, I think right now is the peak of sunshine and rainbow, like we say on Hunting Hill, sunshine and rainbow season. So everyone, hey, we're winning it all.
That's before the kickoff,
great.
Right?
Yeah, everything's great. We got a new coach, everything's great. But I think, like they said, this team has so much work to do. So many starters, so many positions not solidified. Don't even know who your quarterback's going to be. They got their work cut out for them. But even saying that, I think there's still a ceiling there for this team if things go the right way. They can possibly win 8 or 9 games, possibly more if things go the right way for them.
All right, so quarterback has been the big topic off season and has really been the topic in the past couple of weeks now, with Miles Brennan leaving, and that leaving the job up to a transfer, and a guy who's been here but hasn't played that much, and then a true freshman. Ron, I'll go with you first. Your take on that?
You've got guys still trying to feel their way. You got a guy who was at Jaden Daniels, who was at Arizona State for 3 years, who put up nice numbers, but a really, really erratic passer. And he's been working on his footwork all summer, and 3 years into it, if you're still working on your footwork, you kind of wonder a little bit, but the guy is unbelievably fast, and there may be times where he probably should throw it, but he's going to tuck it because he's so fast. They timed him, I think, in the spring one day at 21 miles per hour running. He's very fast. Garrett Nussmeier has learned to be less gunslinger and more game manager, and understand you take shots downfield when you have them, not necessarily when you feel like throwing them. So that's up in there. That's very much up in the air, and that's the leader of your offense. And I think LSU fans have to get used to the fact this is a team in development, and it's going to be developing all year. But it needs some acceleration the first 5 games of the year to get to the second half of the year.
Not a team, though, without talent.
Oh,
But not ranked high at all. I mean, not ranked at all, really, but not really forecast to be great, which could work really well in their favor, Doug.
I think they've got a lot of talent. And I don't think anybody doubts that, particularly the coaches. It's a matter of getting the talent to all play together, to work together. But, you know, the one thing I think that is unique, or will be unique, I anticipate, of this team is that normally LSU has not had a head coach who is a quarterback guy. In other words, this coach likes to be with the quarterbacks, likes to talk about them, likes to teach them, has a real feel for them. And that's something unique in LSU anyway.
It is.
For coaches, head coaches, to be people that work very much with the quarterbacks and are kind of the last answer. Coach, what should I do? It's the head coach that makes the decision. And that's going to be a unique situation, I think, for LSU football.
All right, so it starts off with Florida State. I'm going to put you all quickly on the spot. Give me a record prediction. Jeremy, let's start with you for this year.
That's a tough one. I wish I knew who the quarterback was before I made this prediction, but since you're putting me on the spot, I'll go 8-4 for this season. I think, you know, they're gonna lose some SEC games that they probably shouldn't lose, but I think they're gonna clip somebody. You know, we saw them play Alabama tight last year, and I think a lot of these guys, you know, in that game they're not even playing on this team right now. They got a lot more talented guys now, so I'll go 8-4 for this season.
Okay, Ron.
I agree, 8-4. 9-3 if they get a break somewhere along the way. 8-4 and staying healthy.
Okay.
But yeah, 8-4. I think it's a pretty solid pick.
Doug.
9-3 going on 10-2.
All right. Good optimism. Thank you so much for being here. It's a blast to have all three of you guys here to talk a little preseason LSU football before we kick off the 2022 season.
Thank you, brother. Good being with you.
Thank you. And LSU Florida State kicks off 6:30 Sunday night on ABC.